Hey, welcome to Movie Review with me, Cam, and RMB. So today we're going to talk about the Batman. So what do you think?
Okay, so to start off, I don't want to make any spoilers, but the Batman did start differently from any other movie I've seen. It's not like you get introduced to the character, rather the story. So what do you think about that?
All right, so I didn't mind that because, you know, like a lot of reviewers have been saying, that everyone knows who Batman is already. We had, you know, Christian Bale, Michael Keaton, you know, the ones from the 60s, Adam West. So we don't really need to get into the whole Batman thing. We already know what he is. But you didn't care for that?
I think a little bit of background would have been helpful for people that haven't seen all of the Batman movies.
Right.
For example, everyone knows who Bruce is, even if you haven't watched the Batman movie. But a lot of assumptions were made in a couple of scenes. You're like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. You don't know that because you were never introduced to his personality. Like, you're just assuming everything.
Well, everyone knows Bruce Wayne, you know, his family died, and because of that, he wants to take vengeance, and he becomes this, like, quote-unquote vigilante. And it's been, which would we say, 60 years that we know Batman?
Yeah.
60 years, so, you know, I know you're younger. There's a big generation gap between me and her, but like everyone knows who Bruce Wayne is, so I don't think there's a need for that. Now, the one thing, this Batman, which is different from the other ones, or maybe a little similar or whatever, but I feel like, and some other reviewers said that the Batman is the main part of the movie. You don't really see Bruce Wayne. Matter of fact, I don't like Bruce Wayne in this. Bruce Wayne is not. The guy who plays Bruce Wayne doesn't play him very well.
Oh.
Like I feel like that was kind of a weakness to this movie. But as Batman, he was great. He was really good as Batman. What did you think?
Same thing, actually. I think the rest of the casting was great. I do like Robert in other things that he's been at. Everyone knows him from Twilight and whatnot. But he does not give the classic Batman look. Everyone is expecting someone who looks different. Now, it doesn't have to be the same characteristics every time, but you have to somewhat resemble what everyone is expecting. And I know that maybe I am just biased because I remember Robert being the vampire from Twilight, but he just does not seem like your typical strong vigilante who's coming in to defeat others. He does not play that big of a part.
Oh, okay. You made a mention in the movie that he doesn't look very strong there because, you know, he's not really that muscular, but when he has a suit on, you don't really notice when he's like, it feels like when he's Bruce Wayne, he seems weaker, but when he's Batman, he shows strength.
Yes.
Don't you feel that way?
Yes, and this is a good point because we know that Batman is very well trained. He knows what he's doing, but he doesn't have superpowers. This should be still the same person. So how come you're strong with the suit on, but without it, you're not? You would probably be defeated if you didn't have your suit on. Yet again, you don't have superpowers.
What did you think of the villains?
The villains?
Yes, you know, the Riddler.
Oh,
yeah,
right. Okay, so the whole, is that a spoiler saying who the villain is?
They're ready to go.
Okay.
Just what do you think how they play? You don't have to say.
Yes.
It was on the trailer.
Yeah, we
The
saw the trailer.
psychology of the riddle is very, very similar to the Joker. Before I even got to the whole movie and they introduced this psychopath-like person who is obsessed with people, I was like, wow, this is just like the Joker. If you've seen the last Joker movie, the Joker movie, his whole persona is being obsessed with people that are at fault for his life. Now, this is a constant when it comes to Batman. Every time he's fighting someone, it seems like it's someone who is feeling oppressed at no real oppression. Nothing has happened that's directly related to how you feel. You're just taking that person.
Yeah, this movie felt more like a mystery movie than a comic book movie. Like the Riddler is constantly throwing things, and they're constantly trying to figure out what's going on. And you can see Batman is really putting on his detective cap a lot of this movie. And that's what I thought was really good about the movie, is how they kept on trying to figure out piece by piece what's going on.
Yeah, the mind games really helped it. I feel like before it was everything out there. Having something to figure out not only is good for the plot, but for who is watching. The viewers are engaged. Throughout the whole thing, I was also trying to figure out what things meant, even though I have no experience, but it kept me hooked. It made it easy to go through that almost 3-hour movie.
So, what would you give 1 through 5?
I would say it's a solid 4.3, close to a 4.5. The casting choice was not to my satisfaction, so I like Zoe. That's something really good to mention though. Catwoman, we didn't see that much. We need more. I'm sure that in the future that probably will happen because I'm not the only one that feels this way, but it's supposed to be the bat and the cat.
Hey,
Where's
like
the
that.
cat? Where's the cat? We want more of the cat. Also, it didn't feel like they were working together some parts. It felt like they were, like he was pushing her or the other way around. They're not really
So
working.
you don't think the chemistry was that good?
Yeah, exactly. So maybe they look good at the end, but throughout the movie, it felt like a constant fight. You really want them to work together. It's the bat and the cat. Come on.
But they're adversaries.
Yeah, and they've always been adversaries, but they had a thing for each other.
Right, which is what we kind of see, but not really.
Okay, well, I give it 4 out of 5. Now, I thought it was a great movie. The only thing that I had to complain about is that he was not very good as Bruce Wayne. Besides that, the movie was awesome. Now, I think I still like The Dark Knight. That's my favorite Batman of all time, but this is pretty close to it. What do you think, Rich? I see.
No. Not my show.
Not your show.
I have not watched that one yet, but hopefully there will be a review coming soon. I don't know if it's that much better though. You have to say that movie is older. This one's more up to date. So a lot of the things are related to our current day, like the whole Gotham City. That was New York City.
Oh yeah.
It was New York City.
There were
to the
obvious
T.
parts that it was New York, like
Seriously.
Gotham, Madison Square Garden.
Okay, something also good to mention is there will be a sequel. I don't know if they have confirmed or not, but the ending.
Would you watch it?
Probably, yeah. I want to know how those two characters relate.
So would I, yeah. And they're coming out with something with Penguin, right?
Oh yeah?
Right.
I think so.
Yeah, that was a kind of like a mystery character.
I probably should have researched it, but
Yeah, that was
I've
kind of
heard.
like a mystery character for us actually, because sometimes he was there and you would think that he has something to do with things, but then not. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that develops.
All right, this is Cam. This is our Rochelle. This is our review for The Batman.